Hey, good morning. Welcome to Resource Prepping. I'm your host, Greg. I got my hat on because we're getting ready to go to Sam's Club. But while I was waiting for her to finish putting on her face, I was watching the Janet Yellen interview and her plans for the U.S. economy. And let me tell you something, friends. If you're not familiar with Janet Yellen, she's the Treasury Department, but she was also a former Fed chairman. She's a never Trumper and definitely a world globalist. New World Order. She's in it with both feet and pulling everybody there. She does not want America to stand alone. And she basically just said, we're going to spend our way out of this inflation, which is wrong. You never do that. It creates more inflation and devalues the dollar. And she says, I don't care if it is encroaching on our gross domestic product and that we're almost at 100% of what our balance is, our deficit, Janet, deficit against our GDP. She says as long as we're making the interest payments, we're going to be okay. So we have a little room there. And how is she planning to offset her increased spending? By increasing our taxes. She came right out and said it. Finding new revenue streams, which means they're going to find ways to increase your taxes on everything. She says they're going to find ways to tax the rich even more, find ways to increase taxes on other items to bring into the treasury. That means food, that means clothing, that means your refrigerators, freezers, and everything else are going to go up with taxes. That means your cars are going to go up with taxes. That means your gasoline is going to go up with taxes. They don't want us driving cars with fossil fuels. They want us in electric cars. So they're going to increase the taxes on that. All of that, so that way they can increase the spending, meaning giving money out to welfare recipients and all the illegal border jumpers here. We have to support those people. Heaven forbid that citizens come first. No, we have to take on 8 million new illegal immigrants to pay their way. So she is going to increase the taxes until they collapse this economy. And that's the agenda. The Great Economic Reset of 2030. You will not be allowed to own anything. You'll be happy about it, and they'll give you whatever you need to survive. It's written right out there and in your face. And Klaus Schwab, the German architect of the Great Reset, the New World Order, is sitting right there saying, yeah, that sounds like a pretty good plan. This is not a conspiracy theory. She is telling you on TV they're going to increase our taxes. And not just by a little bit. It is going to be a dramatic increase to pay for their social spending. Folks, I lived through this with Jimmy Carter. The tax and spend does not work. It creates dramatically higher food prices. Everything goes up dramatically. Interest rates, which they said they were already going to raise, was at 18, 19, 20% when I was growing up. When I went to buy a house, I was absolutely dumbfounded at paying 18% interest on a mortgage for a first-time homeowner. If I wasn't a first-time homeowner, it would have been 23%. For a $60,000 farmhouse, I was paying millionaire pricing. And it's not going to get any better. You better wake up. When you hear people saying, buy food, buy it now, because the way they're going to do that is your dollar is going to be even devalued even less if her plan goes through. And she's already implementing it. When they say finding ways to increase the revenue stream and having more IRS agents to find that, you're not going to be able to hide anything. So my advice to you very strongly, pay your bills, get out of debt as much as possible. I just took money out and paid off the last of one of our vehicles, so now we only have one car payment. We wouldn't have had any, but a tree wiped out my truck, so we had to go get a new truck. So we're back in the hole on that. Couldn't help that. buy food. And if you have any luxury things, skip the vacations. You don't need it. Buy gold, buy silver. Have something of intrinsic value, meaning you can hold a piece of silver, a piece of gold in your hand and say, I'm putting this away for my future. They can't tax that if they don't know what you have. Take your cash, buy gold or silver, and just put it away. You're going to need that. If you don't have a freezer, buy a freezer. Get meat and put it in there while you can still afford meat. Our appliances, our washers, dryers, and everything else are going to go ballistic. They're going to tax that. Cars are going to go ballistic. They're going to tax that even higher. Gasoline is going to go more. Anything that's not food, they're going to tax to the maximum. Get ready for it. Listen, I can't emphasize this enough. She's got me so fired up. I took off my hat and I took off my coat and everything else because we were getting ready to go to Sam's. If you have room in your place of residence, buy what you can now. I cannot tell you enough. I don't care if people walk into my house and say, man, you got a lot of stuff. I don't care. I don't care. Just like I told the missus, you know what? We're eating canned goods from a year or two ago that's still good. And look at what we're paying, what we paid then, and look at what we're paying now. Canned food has gone up 20, 30 cents a can. So we're still living on, 2018, 2019 pricing, which is saving us money. Start thinking like that. Ukraine and Russia go at it. You're going to see even higher prices. If China moves up its agenda to take Taiwan, which I believe it has, and so does everybody else, things are going to get real dicey real quick. You don't need that vacation. You don't need to go to the movies. You don't need to go out to dinner. Get the stuff you need now because Janet Yellen is going to be taxing us to death. Got to take a breath. But she had me so fired up. I took off my coat. I left my hat on, took my coat off to do this. This lady is going to sink our ship along with Biden for the great economic reset. They're going to do that. And they're going to do it real quick because they're afraid of the changeover in Congress. They're not going to have the allies to get these things passed. So they're going to do it now. They're stepping on the gas. Get ready for it. I know I'm sounding excited, and I am. But watching that woman say, they're going to increase your taxes so they can spend more. I lived through that, and I'm telling you, it sucked. Gotta take a breath. Can't go out this excited. Thank you for liking and subscribing to my channel. Thank you for your generous and kind comments. I really do appreciate it. Let me know what you think about this. Is anybody else following this about them trying to collapse our economy through taxation? Pardon me. Get yourself right with God. Get baptized. I gotta take a break.